FSN Radio. It's all about what's next. Go to financialsurvivalnetwork.com and sign up for your free weekly newsletter. You'll also get 3 free reports. The Financial Survival Network. It's all about what's next.
Welcome. You are listening to the Financial Survival Network. I'm Kerry Lutz, and today is September 2nd, 2017. We're getting to the fourth quarter, and it's going to be a huge quarter, especially if you are into gold and silver. If you're not at this point, then you're not going to listen to me anyway. It doesn't matter. But what I will tell you is this. We're looking at gold. Gold's up over $1,300 the ounce. In fact, it's around $1,325 the ounce. Been telling you for a long time, this day was coming. It's getting closer and closer. You can look at the headlines, North Korea, the crazy guy in North Korea, he's causing it all. But look, it was going to happen anyway, no matter what. I mean, this was going to happen. And silver is getting close to the magical $18 mark. You know, it's in the mid to high $17 per ounce. Been watching this for years now. I will be the first to admit that I missed the fact that it went parabolic in 2011 and that it was going to go into a multi-year correction phase, partially helped by manipulation, but also because it went too far too fast. Things, you know, look, when things go up fast, they're going to make a 1/3 to 2/3 retracement, whether it's Elliott wave or Kondrativ theory, whatever you want. That is the way that markets work. And even though gold is a heavily manipulated one in precious metals in general, look, I don't believe that the manipulation solely is responsible for pushing platinum to only 2/3 the price of gold. The platinum to gold ratio, the gold to platinum ratio rather, is 1.33. The gold to silver ratio, 74-64. So it was up over 75. It's down to 74.64. It's got more to go. Is this going to be the major move in gold? I'm not sure. My feeling is it's going to retest 1,300, maybe go under it again. And what will happen then is that people will start to bail on it. Maybe they can get it back to 1260, 1265, somewhere around there. But it will shake out whatever weak holders there are, and then it's going to go higher. And I think the majority of the move that you're going to see in precious metals is going to come after the first of the year. But you're still going to get movement until then. I don't think that the Korea thing is going to turn into all-out war. Martin Armstrong seems to think it will. We're going to have him on the show a little later in the week, hopefully, to get his opinion. He's saying the war cycle is pointing up. I believe it's China, as one commentator put it, China is just a province. Rather, North Korea is just a province of China. And they use them to try to gain advantage in the overall strategy against the U.S. in trade, economically. And so far, it's worked pretty well. I'm not sure it's going to keep working so well. And I don't believe that gold is going up because of the so-called Korean crisis. Yes, it is a factor, but it's not the only reason. And you need to pay attention to this. This is really, really important. It's really existential, in my opinion. We should take a look at Bitcoin while we're at it. Bitcoin was up to about 46,700. It's pulled back a little bit now. It was like 4,400 when I last looked. Haven't had a chance to hit the charts on it. I said it was going to go higher, even though it's in the midst of a parabolic move. That's okay. Let it go higher. It's not money yet. Whether it will become money or not is another story. But you have to realize that it's got a long ways to go before it's really a currency. One thing you're seeing is that the SEC cracking down on these ICOs, initial coin offerings. China, rumors are, is getting ready to crack down as well. You don't think that's going to make a difference? Think again. It's going to make a big, big difference. It has to, because China had close to, I think, 25% of the world's initial coin offerings. That's a big deal. Don't think it's not. Initial coin offerings, for those of you who aren't familiar with the term ICO, it's like an initial public offering. In the U.S., they were hanging their hat on a case that took place, 80 years ago that defined what a security was. And look, they're going to update that real fast. And the courts don't understand what the hell Bitcoin is. None of these judges know what a Bitcoin is. So they're just going to do what the SEC tells them to do, as if they had a choice anyways. So, need to look carefully at the cryptos. Great for speculation. Investment, I am not convinced. Oh, Andy Hoffman's going to be on the show either the 12th or the 13th of September, and he'll give us his views. He's starting, I'll let him talk about what he's going to be doing. Impressive guy. We've been friends now for over 6 years. He's been coming on the show. And, same with Miles Franklin, the guys there, all friends of mine, all good people. Hey, look at Hurricane Harvey. $180 billion tab. Most people do not have flood insurance. And even if they did, it's the federal government paying the flood insurance. So Trump is asking Congress for $8 billion. Congress will give it to them, and they're going to give as much as they need to, because that's what government does. It gives away other people's money. I feel bad for the people in Houston. Act of God. I think it's up to all of us to chip in, but within limits. There's a thing called assumption of risk. And even if you didn't know it, you were in Houston, just like I'm here in Florida, I'm assuming some risk of hurricanes, of which there's one on the offing. We don't know what it's going to be like yet. Hurricane Irma looks like it's heading for Florida. I've got storm protection, shutters and gates and stuff like that. And I'll probably ride it out unless it's just insane, in which case I'll take off to Orlando. I'll go up to Disney. You can usually get a hotel room up in Disney for sure. So just keep your eyes open on what's going on with hurricanes, because it could hit anywhere in the East Coast. It's really questionable at this point if it's going to hit the coast. It looks like it might. They're not sure yet, but they're tracking it. Just be prepared. Have your survival list. You need some food. You need a thing of propane gas. You need a gas grill. You need survival tools, if you know what I mean. Some firearms, probably not a bad idea. Stock up some water. Stock up some food. You know what to do here. Let's face it. Some tools. You might need tools. Hopefully we're not going to look here like it did in Houston. But heck, you never know what's going to happen. Supposedly it could be hitting here as a Cat 5 hurricane. We don't know yet. But, it's just amazing when you look at the damage that was done in Houston. And the people were prepared for it. Houston is probably the most prepared city in the U.S. when it comes to bad weather events, when it comes to natural disasters. They've had flooding before, but I've told you for years, you can prepare, like Mike Tyson says, a plan is great until you get hit in the head. Plan, because without a plan, you're not going to have any idea what to do. Escape routes, very important. Gasoline's been running low anyway because of Hurricane Harvey, so we've definitely got some problems here, and potential problems, which is why you need to really have a plan in place. Anywhere on the eastern coast of the United States, at this point, Irma could hit. They're not sure it might go out to sea, but my guess is it's going to hit somewhere. By the way, this episode is sponsored by Opinion Outpost. Did you know that market research is a $50 billion a year industry? Companies need input from people like you before they launch new products and services, and that's where Opinion Outpost comes in. Opinion Outpost is run by SSI, one of the most trusted names in consumer research. Opinion Outpost connects companies with people like you through online surveys that give you the chance to tell companies how you think and feel about virtually everything, from new products and advertising to social issues and more. And since they know that your time is valuable, Opinion Outpost rewards you for taking surveys. You can earn cash, iTunes, and Amazon gift cards, and much more. Surveys are accessible 24/7, so you can participate whenever you'd like. Your personal information always remains private and secure, and it's free to sign up. No credit card is required, and you can earn actual money just by sharing your opinion. So sign up today at opinionoutpost.com/FSN to make your voice heard and to start earning rewards. That's opinionoutpost.com/FSN, and we thank them for sponsoring the Financial Survival Network. So getting back to what we're talking about, look, maybe the Federal Reserve can print us out of the Hurricane Harvey disaster. $180 billion, so we got a $12 trillion or $14 trillion, $20 trillion economy, depending how you calculate it. It's not that much. But if we get another $100 billion hurricane hitting Florida or the east coast of the U.S. someplace, what is that going to mean? Can we print up another $125 billion out of thin air to bail us out? Is this going to be the tipping point? I don't know the question, but I do know that tipping points happen regularly. We see a tipping point coming in New York. New York City hiked the cigarette price to $13 a pack, the most expensive in the United States, which is absurd. And they're all doing it to help you so you don't get lung cancer. But if you're going to smoke, then they want to get their pound of flesh from you. And the way they do it is through taxes. So price of cigarettes, minimum price. All right, you can't charge less than $13 a pack for a pack of cigarettes in New York City. And Comrade de Blasio says, we are sending a loud and clear message that we will not let their greed kill any more New Yorkers without a fight. And come on, give me a break. You want money. That's all it's about here is money. You could care less. And these new laws will not only help reduce the number of smokers in our city, but also save lives. Yeah, right. Yeah. Tell me another one. In fact, I heard the Brooklyn Bridge was for sale. Maybe I'll buy it. Right now, the minimum price for cigarettes is currently $10.50 a pack. When I was a boy, when my parents would send me to get them cigarettes, I'd buy it in a cigarette machine. I remember when they were 25 cents a pack. So cigarettes is about the only thing that has gone up more than healthcare and college education, tuition. It's gone up 42-fold from when I was a kid. I mean, it was amazing. Then New Jersey started charging sales tax. That's where I grew up. And you'd have to put 26 cents in there. When I was a kid, slice of pizza, 25 cents. The best hamburger in the world at this place nearby my parents' house, 45 cents. A pizza burger or cheeseburger, 55 cents. That's what, so maybe a good burger now is $5.50, although not as good as that burger that I had. Any of you guys from Essex County, New Jersey, Don's Drive-In, the best charbroiled burger on the planet. I still haven't found one as good as that. In the Borgata Hotel at the coffee shop, they made a monster cheeseburger. It was amazing, and it was almost as good as Don's. But, your memory is colored by emotions. Don's was our regular place. any of you out there remember Don's, write me an email, kl@Kerry.Lutz. Let's reminisce about it. So, getting back to cigarettes, the city's health department told the Daily News that on average, cigarettes in the city cost $11.24 a pack. So the latest anti-smoking legislation is designed to pressure the city's estimated 900,000 smokers to kick the habit. De Blasio said at the press conference that his goal is to reduce the number of smokers in the city by 160,000 by 2020. Now, it's really hard to order cigarettes off the internet. They've cracked down on these sellers, and the sellers just don't want to be bothered. But look, you could go to New Jersey, open up a P.O. box, or go to a UPS store there, and I'm not urging you to break the law. I'm just saying this is what people will do because they want their cigarettes. They'll go to Delaware, and they'll buy like $5,000 worth of cigarettes and come back to New York and pass them out to their friends. They'll have buying cooperatives. They will smuggle them in. They're smuggling in billions of dollars a year. My prediction is, yeah, you'll appear to sell less cigarettes within the city of New York, but you'll be selling just as many. It's just that most of it will go black market. And other tobacco products also face a 10% tax that will go towards public housing. Now, how does that help health? Other provisions ban the sale of tobacco products in pharmacies. All right, so you're not allowed to sell a legal product in a pharmacy, require sellers of e-cigarettes to pay a retail license fee, and double the retail license fee for tobacco sellers to $200. So obviously there's a lot of critics of the legislation, including many of the city council members who voted against the measure, say the price hike would affect low-income people who are more likely to smoke. So the less money you make, the more you waste on killing yourself. I mean, I'm not a proponent of smoking. I do like having cigars, primarily Cuban cigars. They're legal now to possess and to import into the United States, and I do it regularly. I love them. I've been smoking them for 40 years. A couple a week, maybe. And I'll go months without having one, but I love to have them around. My friend Doug, he's got like several thousand cigars, and it's just a fun social thing. You get together, you drink some cognac, you smoke some cigars outside the house, and you kind of shoot the breeze. It's fun. But none of this has anything to do with preserving health. Cigars have no proof of causing cancer. Yes, if you smoke a lot of them a day, you'll probably get cancer of the larynx or oral cancer or cancer, tongue, throat, whatever. I mean, I figure I'm 60. If I make it another 12, 15 years, I'm doing okay in my current state of health. And it's fun. I enjoy it. I find it really relaxing, soothing, but they're taxing the hell out of them now. What's going to be with these guys? I mean, hey, by the way, did you hear that the Kennedys got caught doing what they do best, which is misbehaving? And, you just can't make this up. Matthew Maxwell Kennedy and his daughter, Caroline Kennedy, they were arrested out in the Cape they're in Hyannisport. I think it's Barnstable, actually. And so Max, he's 52. His pouty 22-year-old Caroline, they were stopped by the cops for being drunk and disorderly. They were just being Kennedys. I mean, when was that a crime? When did that become a crime is what I want to understand here. They're just being Kennedys, and they were fighting with the cops. You don't know who we are, and embarrassing themselves and their besmirched family. And they said she was unsteady on her feet and was dirty, dirt on knees and feet. During the process, I asked her if she would like to have a breathalyzer. She refused and said, "No, I'm drunk. I know that." Well, hey, I am a Kennedy after all. And they asked her what her name was, and she responded by saying, Caroline Rose Kennedy. I went to Brown, and I'm a teacher, sweetheart. She stuck her tongue out, repeatedly told me to bleep off during the booking. She cried and now asked if this would affect her job. You're a Kennedy. Nothing will. You could kill somebody and you could still get reelected to the Senate, term after term after term. And, this is just so typical of them. Anyways, we got more coming. Don't forget, mark your calendar, either September 12th or 13th, Andy Hoffman will make his return on the Financial Survival Network. This has been another Triple Lutz Report. Kerry Lutz signing off.
FSN Radio. It's all about what's next. Go to financialsurvivalnetwork.com and sign up for your free weekly newsletter. You'll also get 3 free reports. The Financial Survival Network. It's all about what's next.